Words that will change the world ring out from this neighborhood. They carry the idea that ordinary people can begin the world anew, can rule themselves and build a nation founded on the principles of freedom, equality, and the pursuit of happiness. This idea, with powerful consequences beyond what its authors realize, arises on the far edge of the British Empire in North America. In the 1760s, the Atlantic Ocean is churning with a network of goods and peoples connecting Europe, Africa, and America. For many Europeans, America is a dream, a place to imagine a better life. For Native peoples, America is home and has been for thousands of years. For generations of Africans, America is a place of enslavement. Millions have been captured and carried across the Atlantic. Hundreds of thousands sent to the British colonies alone. In this world, enslaved people are considered at the bottom of society, the king at the top. Only men who own property can vote. And yet, out of this world of inequality will emerge a radical new vision of liberty, one that promises to empower ordinary people as never before.
By the way, all my family members are Android users except me.
Hi guys, come on.
10.
Okay. This room you just can't.
You can't film.
Everywhere
Right.
else is fine.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
We should get photographs
From this area. Okay.
On July 9th, 1776, just hours after the Declaration of Independence is first read to the army at New York, a crowd gathers around the statue of King George III.
The thing to keep in mind is that that statue was not put there by the British, as if they shipped it over and said, here's the king, bow down. That was put up by Americans. It was put up by New Yorkers, because when the statue went up, it was 1770, 70. And in 1770, people thought the king was our second father. We thought he was our friend, that he had all of our best interests at heart. 6 years later, which is when this event is set, people have just heard the Declaration of Independence. And if you're familiar with the document, the whole second half of it is a list of complaints about all the things the king and Parliament have gotten up to. Mostly it blames the king. Right. And so people said, well, we were wrong. The king has never been our best friend. The king's the enemy. And so all around the colonies, events like this took place. People would attack symbols of the king, symbols of the empire, and destroy them. You know, it's an old human trait. If you can't get your hands on the actual enemy, you find a symbol of the enemy, and you attack that.
Right.
And that's what's happening here. And I'll show you what became of that statue further into the galleries.
Where in New York was that?
This was in Bowling Green Park, which is right outside of today the New York Stock Exchange, that little green space. And do you think there's a sign there from New York that tells us if the king statue is there? No.
No?
No.
Oh, wow.
They-
Actually, we're going to New York City to do a pool.
Many colonists are outraged. Parliament imposes this tax. A trespasser colonial self-government.
So we've jumped back in time a little bit from 1776. We've jumped back to 1763, which is the end of that French and Indian War. And the reason we do that is because the origins of the American Revolution can be traced to the aftermath of that earlier war. Remember at the time, and the reason there was such a war, oopsie, sorry, is you'll recognize the pink part of that as being the original American colonies with some add-ons. But all of what we remember as the colonies are in pink. The area in blue has been created by France for 20-30 years. What you have to remember is that there was a three-way tug of war going on in European countries to determine the control of the still the British claimed Eastern Seaboard, France took all of the Midwest, and down through the south here and up to the west coast is all in Spain. So from Texas and New Mexico, Arizona.
It's the part St. Andrew's Cross. This St. George's Cross.
The Americans were doing Spanish down in the next century, but for the 18th century.
I can never look upon that proclamation in any other light than as a temporary expedient to quiet the minds of the Indians.
For colonists like Washington, the war with France was both a fight to secure land for the British Empire and a struggle to preserve British liberties.
Good, nice displays.
For colonists, these liberties included the right to be taxed only by their elected colonial assemblies. But in far-off London, Parliament insists on taxing the colonists in order to pay British soldiers stationed in America. Perhaps a small tax on paper, like the one long paid in Britain, a stamp tax. Many colonists are outraged. Parliament imposes this tax on colonists directly, without their consent, a trespassing colonial self-government.
reason why she did that was because originally, when you got hurt, you would have been.
Those are the actual pieces. Yeah, this is 1776.
Now, war threatens the great law of peace. The colonists have declared independence from King George. Our confederacy is divided. Some wish to stay neutral. Some want to support the British. Some want to support the United States. The United Nations has to decide. Where do we stand?
King George and the colonists are like a parent and a child. We should stay out of their family quarrel.
Yes, we should. In the river of life, they have their path and we have ours. As an elder, I know that when other nations fight, it is best that we stay neutral. But their war is now coming to us.
Then we should stand aside and let them fight each other.
The British are marching into our lands to attack Fort Schuyler and the colonial settlements to the east of Oneida Country. Many of our Confederacy brothers, Mohawks, Senecas, and Cayugas, are with them. How can we stay neutral with such danger at our door?
This is Oneida land. They are the invaders. If the British and our Confederacy brothers enter our country without our permission, it is a violation of the resting place of our ancestors. The colonists are our neighbors. We have created a path that leads from them to us, and we have taken them by the hand in friendship. We must honor our word and stand together with the United States to defend our lands.
How can the colonists defeat the British? The king has more ships and soldiers than there are birds in the sky.
When the war began, I went to Boston to meet General Washington and to see his army. It is true that they do not seem as numerous as the Redcoats, but there is no stronger warrior than one who defends his land, his family, and his honor. Washington's army has that strength.
I agree. We are defending our land and our families. We must help the Continental soldiers defend Fort Schuyler. We can scout and warn them of the enemy's approach. We will be their eyes, their ears, and force.
Young man, you have not seen what war can do. If our Confederacy nations attack each other, the great peace will be broken. Then how will we protect ourselves from those who would take all of our lands? The British and the colonists are like a pair of scissors, two knives that look like they will destroy each other when they come together. But they only destroy what is between them. We are Haudenosaunee, people of the Longhouse, Mohawk, Oneida, Tuscarora, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca. The Great Law tells us not to spill each other's blood.
If the other nations enter our lands with the British, then the great peace is already broken. My husband and I believe we must stand with the United States. Do you agree?
War is death. Fighting in battle is hard, and the outcome of war is uncertain. But if the British and our brother nations march into our territory, we must defend ourselves and our friends. There is little choice but to stand together with the United States as allies. We must remain loyal to our friends. This is our decision.
Young warrior, listen to me.
You are Tayant the Nega, Mohawk friend of the British.
I am.
You are on Oneida land.
There was no need for our nations to shed each other's blood.
It was you who broke the Great Peace by coming here.
I have traveled across the Great Sea and met with King George. If we stand with him, he has promised to protect our land forever. Join us.
The Oneida are allies of the United States. We will share with them in the fruits of victory, or be buried in the same grave.
Then we will bury you in the same grave.
Soon after their encounter in the forest, the young Oneida and the Mohawk leader met again in one of the fiercest battles of the Revolutionary War. Oneida fighters and Patriot militiamen clashed with Iroquois warriors and loyalists in the Battle of Oriskany, several miles from Fort Schuyler. More than half a century later, an American Indian veteran still remembered that blood ran along the ground like a stream. On that tragic day, the Oneida stood alongside their new allies, and they have fought alongside American soldiers in every conflict since then. We remember.
It's the late summer of 1777, and the British are on the move. General Howe's army has sailed from New York, landed in Maryland, and is now marching north to attack Philadelphia, the American capital. In his path lies the Brandywine River. General George Washington, seeking the advantage of higher ground, hopes to force the fight at Chad's Ford. But the British outflank the Americans and prepare to assault the Birmingham Meeting House, which is defended only by the men of the 3rd Virginia Regiment. The date is September 11th, 1777.
The dusk of the evening was then on. Awful was the scene to behold. The doors of the meeting house were torn off, and the wounded carried in for use as a hospital. Such a number of fellow beings lying together, severely wounded and some mortally, groaning and lamenting in a most grievous manner. We beheld the destruction and wanton waste committed on the property of the peaceful inhabitants in the neighborhood.
Outnumbered outnumbered but not outfought, the 3rd Virginia Regiment pinned the British troops down for nearly an hour, keeping General Howe's army from routing the entire American force. 2 weeks later, the British march unopposed into the city of Philadelphia. They hold American troops as prisoners of war in Independence Hall.
Ship.
Meanwhile, the French send fleets into American waters and land thousands of troops. By 1781, America has gained the upper hand. The conflict is a watershed moment in the history of nations. Americans attracted powerful military.
Anyone in there?
No one's in there. That's about it.
Thank goodness.
They must have all drowned.
It's a pretty neat interactive spot.
It is.
Grab a hat and set sail. You want to dress like a sailor?
No.
Yeah, it's cool. We got school groups here. That'll be really neat.
I know there's noise coming from down there.
Oh, that's where the speaker is.
No, it sounds like They're moving something around down there. See, now you made it stop.
Oh. Wake up, guys. Is this considered one ton?
No, because you can lift it. See, there they go, yeah.
Yeah.
They're working down there.
Working.
Yeah. They better be.
So this is called a sloop.
Mhm.